I just spent $98 on a bunch of nothing. I don't even know how this added up to 98 bucks, but I'm about to show you guys. If you know me, you know me. I try my hardest to stick to my dietary restrictions out on this road, but sometimes it can't happen. So I get as close as I can. You know, boom. Here we go. 98 bucks. I'm not sure how this little bit of some ended up being $98, but it did. So I'm thinking maybe, just maybe, I will end up saving some type of money from that. You know, that way I'm not visiting the truck stops and getting truck stop food and stuff like that while I'm out here. But that shocked me. That ain't nothing. Y'all saw that. That was freaking Michelinas and pot pies and a box of Nutty Buddies and some drinks, some milk. $98. Wow. All right, but anyways, I'm about to give you guys a tour right after I put this food away and get something in my belly of one of our facilities, one of our terminals out here. And once I finish, I'm not even going to tell you where the terminal's at. Once I'm done giving you the tour, I want somebody to comment down below and tell me which terminal I'm at. That's how we're going to do that. I'll see you guys in about 5, 4, 3, 2. With a flame in my chest, southwest sun sitting heavy on my neck. Every mile I rode carved the line in the map. Now the whole damn state know the legend is back. All right, Still Horse crew. So I'm finna take advantage of the situation. This is what we're finna do right now. We're gonna step out. We're going to look at the facilities that we have around where I'm at right now. I'm going to also bring my laundry with me so that the laundry can get done at the same time. I'm putting my boots on. Actually, I should be putting on these little slide-on shoes I got. That'll be a hell of a lot easier. That's what I'm gonna do. Actually, I also added a little thing to my truck here. It's been helping. This is a air purifier. Previously, what I always used to recognize was I'd always have a heavy layer of dust that I would focus on wiping off from the dash all the time, from my instrument panels that I have up here, from out of these little like compartments off the switches and everything that's up here near the dashboard. And I got sick of that. Like every night I'm wiping these daggone allergens off, this little dander or whatever. I don't know what the heck to call it, right? But light layers of dust. And you see it, you know, floating around when you got the sun out and stuff like that. And I was like, nope, no longer happening. So this air purifier that I have, this specific one, if you're interested, I have no clue how to pronounce this, right? This is a Levoit, and it's got a little weird U looking thing over the E. But it's the Levoit Core Mini P like Papa air purifier. If you're curious, I don't know if I can get that on camera, but right there, flip it, whatever, take a little screenshot, grab it. It works for me. I keep it on 24/7, and it keeps that dander down. But you have to let it run for quite a little bit so that it can circulate the entirety of the air in the cab. It did kind of restart yesterday because I had some people working on the truck so that they could do my preventative maintenance. So now that the preventative maintenance is done, let's come out here and see what we have going on. And I'm going to talk about also another thing that had me slightly. So what you're looking at here, that's the shop also. Boom. So this is the bays for the shop. Right here, you got some good guys in there. I'm not sure if the guys that I worked with yesterday was in here, but I do have to give one of them a shout out. But I'll give him a shout out probably a little bit later. And then another thing, let's go down this way before we even go into the building, because there's something I found really interesting. And I'm also going to include in this some questions, almost like a little bit of trivia. So right here, what you're looking at, yes, it's a cul-de-sac. Yes, it's some other places over there with some empty trailers that's getting loaded for some non-live loads. But if you notice that H in the cul-de-sac, there are helicopters that will come out here and land. Now, it is owned by a specific organization, and it is, from what I think I researched correctly, for public use, you know, business owners and stuff like that. You use it also for Coast Guard, medevac, etc. Make the medevacs easier. What the heck is that right there? Is that a tree stump? Looks like a part of a tree. If you can comment down below what organization is part of that, is supposed to be maintaining that little helipad that's out there. This right here, this hallway, this is going to be your showers. Let's see. Super clean facility. Keep it moving. Here goes the laundry. So this is what we're going to be working on right now. Getting his laundry dizzle. Dun 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 dun. Now, this week was a very interesting week. I'm not sure how I ended up here, but I did. You know, everybody knows that I'm the Southwest guy. I am the legend of the Southwest. That's the name that I coined for myself, and I'm damn sure planning on living up to it. Not doing it specifically to be known as a legend per se, but more so to leave a legacy behind. That's a positive legacy, and somewhere for the next chapter to pick up on and build off of. I'll use two of them. I should probably start that. Heavy soil, heavy duty. I like to kind of maintain my there we go. Yeah, I like to maintain clothes, the fibers of my clothes. I don't let it get washed too roughly. What's up? Good. You don't mind if you was on the camera, right? You don't mind if you were on the camera, right?
Oh, no.
Okay. I'm just giving a little tour of the facility.
I got you.
Come over here. It's where you sign the cars out when you need to get a borrow a vehicle so you can go to the store or Walmart or get some food while they're working on your vehicle. Get your coffee in the morning, microwave, a little snack bar. Ice chest. Trans flow. Right. That's the facility. My boy was deep in his thoughts. I didn't want to disturb him being too loud in there. I saw some drivers out here. They were eating. As a matter of fact, what I should really do is sit down outside the truck for a little bit and chit chat with y'all, but just show y'all the last little bit of the facility. If you see those wires that's going across the ground, they do have shore power that is offered here. The shore power specifically is so you don't have to worry about running your truck to keep the batteries charged. This guy has one of those 45,000 pound steel coils up there. This is our bolt division. You know, there's a lot that the company is into. A lot of ways you can propel your career here. A lot of different divisions you can get into, a lot of different forms of experience that you can experience as far as freight. You know, glass, bolts, different steel coils. Over there with that low boy Conestoga. I don't know what he has in there, but you got that dude with that low boy Conestoga over there. Different types of construction materials. And it's just a chill environment with good people, lots of good people. That cloud cover today is beautiful out here. And if y'all see the direction it's moving, as of right now, I'm not even really sure what direction is north, south, east, or west right now, but I see it moving. Wind feeling good, temperature's feeling good, sun feeling good. Just enjoying nature and enjoying having my, peace of mind right now, not having anything to worry about and to stress about. I have some things that have been covered. Just kind of looking forward to the future here. Now, I didn't want to just leave you guys with just that. I feel like I always have something in the rest of my videos that were like learning experiences, but I didn't have anything. I didn't capture any footage from the loads that I had this week. I didn't capture any footage from, off the road. I didn't even have anything that really stressed me out this week. Y'all seen the video last week. I got out. I wasn't able to deliver by 10 o'clock on Monday like I was supposed to. The tarp ended up screwing me up. I left out a little later than I wanted to. That's what we can talk about. I'm glad I just rambled. So last week, that video that I showed you guys, it ended with me. I'll see if I can link it. It ended with me showing my tarp was screwed, right? Some type of way. Those pipes ate through the canvas covering, and then I think they ate through the stitching on the barn door on the back of the tarp, the rear tarp, and was all exposed. So I had to figure out how to get it to where there was no exposure and I could still drop it off. Now, mind you, that Friday I had left out on, I had got back home, it was midnight. So not even Friday, that's Saturday morning. So I kind of like pushed it a little bit Sunday, and I left right on time. But because of that, and the tarp being messed up, it pushed me on the ability to make the delivery on time. Way far back. And I knew the facility that I was dropping off at didn't have on-site parking. Otherwise, I would have just been there. You know, I didn't know, however, that there was a truck stop there that was across the street. I would have tried to see if there was any spaces there by the time I arrived there at like midnight, which it probably wouldn't have been. And you know, sometimes you're gambling on if you're going to be able to find something, depending on if you're arriving late at night. But here's the point of all of that. When I called and said, hey, you know, I didn't wait for them to call me, I didn't wait for them to reach out to me. I called and said, hey, listen, I had some issues. I'm not going to make it on time. Like, I'm not, because Maverick requires you to deliver by 10 a.m. on Monday. Before or by 10 a.m. on Monday. And they very much appreciated that. That I was open, I was honest, and I got ahead of it. I said no excuses, you know what I mean? I left out a little later, like on time, but later. You don't, if you're on time, you're late. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. If you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late. And I know that, and I try to live by that as much as I can. And if this is any tell of my personality, right, from what I just said, today I had an option. After I left from getting my my groceries, I really wanted a sandwich. I'm a huge sandwich guy. I love sandwich shops, and there's a specific sandwich shop that was over there. But I don't go there once I found out that either the owner or the CEO does exotic animal hunting. And I just don't stand by that. For whatever reason, I don't like it. I don't want to see you with a big giraffe that you just decided to pop off on. And you know what I mean? Yeah, you probably are using that and giving it to like local tribes for the skin to use for clothes, whatever the excuse is. I'm not for it. A deer, boom, we're gonna eat it. We're gonna use the skin for little things, and you know, make it work. A lion, I never heard of anybody eating lion steaks. I'm just saying. Not saying it's impossible, but it's just something I don't stand behind. So because of that, I don't go to that store. Now the temptation was so high to get a sandwich today, because me and sandwiches, pancakes, pizza, for whatever reason, I'm going for it. I'm hopping on it. But today I was like looking around. I was like, this is the only thing here, and I'm not going to that Chinese restaurant that's right there. Now I looked over to my right, and there was a burger joint. I went and got a fish sandwich out the burger joint. And as much as I wanted to get like a real like sub, I left it alone. I was like, I could just this one time, and it won't be bad. One time. No, I stuck to my guns. I stuck to my core beliefs. I stood 10 feet down, 10 toes down, even with the temptation of like, I want this damn sandwich. I'm just, that's what I like, right? Well, that's another tell about my personality, right? But anyways, going back to the original topic, I didn't try to hide anything. I didn't try to avoid anything. Cole stuck right to it. That's always the most important. There's always going to be, for your actions, there's always going to be consequences, right? What was my consequence? I wasn't able to take advantage of one of the things that's offered to me for like 800 miles and then being out over the weekend and all of this other stuff. I'm not quite sure how that works. That's something I'm going to actually ask my fleet manager about, so I know how it works for next time. But because that load wasn't on time on Monday, I wasn't able to take advantage of it. So the extra money or whatever that comes from that won't be in my pocket. My fault. Because I did it, right? But never be afraid of the consequences for the things that you do. Maybe by mistake, sometimes it's out of ignorance, but always use the consequences as a learning opportunity. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. Get these numbers ran up for me. And let's help this channel grow. Subscribe. Like back in the day, that the Eddie Murphy movie, Hercules. Subscribe to me. Right? That's all. You've ridden with Steel Horse, Legend of the Southwest. Boom. We out. Stay up.